Okay. All right, we are live. Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Schlegel, and I'm joined here with, coming live from an undisclosed island location, the island-based crypto Houthi, Mr. James Babb.
So great to be with you here from the secure and undisclosed compound library.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. And then we got Kyle, the token minarchist, joining us this evening. Welcome, Kyle. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Happy to be on the show tonight. James, is that the Encyclopedia Britannica behind you? What is that?
How would I know? It's just printed on the vinyl. I don't know.
Quite the collection of leather-bound books. And joining us again, one of our favorite guests, Nikki Pinecone, representing Puma Rocks, the rock band. Welcome.
Ooh, how are we doing there, gentlemen? Personally, I'm imagining that is actually James's personal volume of the Kama Sutra. But, you know.
The pages are all stuck together. But
Like 130 volumes.
He's got an advanced copy.
It's interesting, they used to do paper encyclopedias, right? I don't know if you guys all had them. I had them growing up, paper encyclopedias.
Ads, yeah.
And now we all use, I just maybe not for school papers, but we use Wikipedia, right? Which the interesting thing about Wikipedia is anybody can change it. So it's like the facts can be modified by anybody.
For good or for bad, right?
For good or for bad, yeah. It's like a living encyclopedia, and at least the old one, it was set in stone. Once it was printed, that was it. It was out there, and the information was what it was.
Kyle, you were like so many ages behind Wikipedia. Why are you even bothering with Wikipedia? I'm just going to AI and
let it take up the result. Yeah, why make those Wikipedia editors go through all that hassle to falsify history when you can just go right to AI?
Let the computer falsify it for me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, right? It makes like 1984 changing history so much easier. You can rewrite the history of different wars, and most people, that's where they're getting it from. And AI, I think a lot of times also looks at Wikipedia and sees what it says.
Oh,
well, you say that. But man, Israel's not doing a good job of changing their fate right now. So
they're trying. Hey, listen, they're still getting weapons on a regular basis, aren't they?
Yeah, what's been going on with that? Anything updated in the past week? I've been on a boat, guys, for since Saturday afternoon. I just got back this morning. Had little to no Wi-Fi, a few text messages trickling in. So I've been out of the loop. Babs is up on an island. You've been on a farm, Nikki.
I think it's just business as usual genocide, like you'd expect.
Nothing. Just same old. Nothing has changed in the past week.
Some additional video. I saw a release of a video interview with Netanyahu where he was talking about how he agrees with the vision of a greater Israel, which is just everybody knows about it, but I don't know. I guess. Is it a conspiracy? Is it a real thing? It's definitely a real thing.
Didn't they just say that they're officially going to occupy Gaza now?
Not just Gaza, but Greater Israel means taking part of Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
God knows what else.
A little bit of Egypt. Egypt's in there.
Yeah, Egypt.
They have it
doing what they're accusing Putin of being. Like they say Putin wants to expand and take over the region. Well, Israel is actually doing it. So
yeah, it's not there's I saw it quite a bit. You see IDF soldiers and they have a patch and it literally has Greater Israel on it. So it's not a conspiracy theory. It's out there. They have in uniform where you see it and it's exactly what we described. They're wanting to expand their territory. But speaking of where do you guys want to kick off? I guess maybe speaking of expanding territory, we have Dictator Don here taking over the DC police. There's curfews and and we have Footlongate. You guys see that video? Kyle, you see it?
No,
it's probably the best thing for a Subway sub, in my opinion. Those things went downhill.
Right. So yeah, this is great advertisement for
Subway sub.
Yeah. So here's this gentleman here, and looks like we have some federal. He was a federal cop, correct, Babs? He was a ICE
I think
agent, or
he's been identified as working for Department of Justice.
yes. But here it is.
Motherfucker!
Subway sandwich lights him up. Barely throws it at him, and we got a foot race.
Oh no! Motherfucker!
Right, and there it is.
Like,
So
why did he reach back so far for like that
was
close?
it was
Like,
so
he just
pathetic.
like a bop, like just like a pop on the head.
How pathetic was that?
Well, I
That
think
was a
we can
terrible
review
toss.
this on some different levels. Number one, he hit his target. Congratulations. Okay. He's already better than the guy that threw a shoe at George Bush. Okay.
Yes,
Like
facts.
now his range, that was basically point blank range. Okay. So it would have been really sad if he had missed. Problem
Very
with
sad.
problem with the point blank range is he didn't have much distance for his like a head start for running. Okay. So I felt like he didn't really think that one through. Maybe he thought they weren't going to chase him.
What type of sandwich was it too?
It didn't look like
Um,
Subway to me. It looked a little bit more hefty, like a proper.
I was gonna say, was it at least a
hoagie.
ham sandwich? You know, a little bacon, little pork
I think.
in there.
I'd like to see reporters get to the bottom of that. Like, what was the mass? How much damage did it do? Did the cops have to eat it? Like, did they? Like, what happened to the hoagie after it was thrown?
Was it part of some humiliation ritual to be brought into the police force? Some sort of hazing.
I mean, you guys are making fun of this guy. This might be the extent of the resistance to federal tyranny. This could be it.
This is about as best
the
resistance we're gonna
resistance.
expect. Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely wasn't going to outrun him. That stride was a little clunky. So
Yeah, it was-
they probably
Now,
cut out the part.
if he had really given them again, this is a reason to go to the gym. Okay, do your cardio. Okay, because someday you're going to be.
There's the
running from
evidence
those
room
guys.
there.
When your time comes and it's your turn to run away from the cops you just assaulted with a hoagie, you got a whole ass. Okay,
Look,
be ready.
As the resident fat man, I'm gonna complain and say he really needed to open up those hips, let the stride out. He was tall enough. He should have been doing better just off of the height variant. So I'm a little disappointed that he couldn't even get that little bit of edge that he had and take care of it.
So yeah, DC man
Government
charged with
employee,
felony assault. Felony assault after
Mhm.
hitting a federal agent with a Subway sandwich.
Now, is that considered a lethal weapon, or what do we assault with a like? Is there like it was more than an 8-inch hoagie, so now it's a felony?
Or a mortadella and there's pistachios and one of the guys allergic and now it's attempted murder.
Or
Well, thank
If that would
thank
say
God
hard
here's Pam Bondi. If you touch, and this is no Epstein files they're still on her desk apparently, but she tweeted this out. If you touch any law enforcement officer, we will come after you. I just learned that this defendant worked at the Department of Justice. No longer. Not only is he fired, he has been charged with a felony. This is an example of the deep state, which we have been up against for 7 months as we work to refocus the DOJ. You will not work in this administration while while disrespecting our government and law enforcement. Oh, she's dismantling the deep state by an old, footlong tosser here.
Finally, they're going after the deep state like they promised.
Yes,
finally, here it is.
Finally. Here, finally, justice for what
Thank
a fucking
God.
charade. Yeah.
That's a huge consequence for him. Those jobs are, very high paying, very good jobs. I'm sure he has a big pension coming his way. He probably doesn't do any work.
We don't know if he really did lose his job. Okay, like he could get his job back. I'm sure they have a procedure and a policy. Hasn't been convicted. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But felony assault for that little toss, come on, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty weak.
Come on, you're messing with the king's man. You're lucky they didn't just take your head off on the scene.
Look,
well, they probably did. They probably beat the shit out of him, and it just got cut off.
Look, the particular sub had a very, very spicy Carolina Reaper pepper sauce on it, and he could have killed somebody and hurt their eyes with that.
That counts as a chemical weapons terrorism attack. Yeah.
Good grief. Well, we're probably not going to know whatever comes of it, but it'd be interesting to know what comes of it.
The
How do you,
Hogan, you mean?
No, the guy. Like, how many years in prison does he have to serve for lightly tossing a sandwich?
Oh, and how do you, as a cop, how do you bring those charges? Like, how do you do you feel like
Yeah.
your balls just fall off at that moment? Like,
Well, who was the guy that got
not a
hit?
man
And
anymore.
what was he one of these the new federal police, or was he a DC cop, or what was that guy?
It could have been a National Guardsman, right? Because isn't that what Trump rolled out was the National Guard? Isn't that what he's using to take over?
Also
one?
FBI.
It looked like they were in military uniform, so to me it did. Maybe not, but
To me, if they're in military uniforms, to me that spells fair target. Okay, like that's a legit target for any hoagie throwing bandit that that may decide to start a revolution.
Did you guys hear he wants to take over other cities? Like, I know Baltimore is on the short list of cities that he thinks are so out of control and so lawless that they warrant a National Guard takeover.
Yeah, I saw our governors getting out in front of it and saying no, he will not allow the National Guard to deploy.
We're in charge of this
Baltimore.
lawless hellscape, not him.
Yes.
Well, the thing with Baltimore is our problem is actually mostly with juvenile crime. And so I said, like, is a National Guardsman going to shoot a 15-year-old kid, who's carjacking a car? Like, they're not going to.
You know what? They might have to bring in Israelis to do that.
If you think the George Floyd thing was bad, like, imagine shooting or them doing that to a kid. Like, that's never going to.
Could you imagine if Trump does a press release of like, yeah, it's gotten so out of control with child crime, we're bringing in the IDF now to patrol Baltimore, and they're gonna be shooting kids in the nutsack, so just like they do in Palestine.
Wasn't the last time like some black kid was killed? Wasn't that in Baltimore?
Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't a kid. It was Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray. We had the riot, Freddie Gray riots. Yeah.
Yeah,
they put him in a police wagon, and he died en route to the police station. So they either didn't strap him in and maybe like jerk the car around, and like I don't know, or maybe at some point he died.
He hit his head.
I'm sure it was totally accidental, and he just we don't know how he hit his head. We must have just we forgot to put this restraining strap on him, right?
Oh, they don't restrain him. They throw him in the back of those vans. They call it a rough ride. They just they hit every freaking pothole in Baltimore and hit it at 50, 60 miles an hour. I've been there. I've witnessed it. They just cuff you in the back of the car in back of a van, and they just drive like assholes. So I can imagine. The other thing too is I think Freddie Gray. I think he was an informant. I think he was an informant for because he was arrested multiple times. I want to say like 9, maybe 11 times. I don't know. 9/11. I don't know. But he was arrested quite a bit prior. And I think he was. Exactly. I think he was an informant. I think he was a low-level drug dealer, and then I think that was right around the time remember Kyle, the gun trace task force. So you had so many corrupt cops.
Yeah, that one guy killed himself allegedly. That one police officer, right?
Yeah.
Who was going to testify against them. That was suspicious. I forget the guy's name.
That's facts, Joe. There are no potholes in Baltimore, according to the Baltimore Department of Transportation. They literally tweet that. If you call them out, they're like, we have absolutely no backlog on potholes. It's like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Could you guys see this coming to other cities? What's going on in DC? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, what are they really doing in DC? I've heard reports of like, wow, they arrested 11 people and like 7 were for having an unregistered gun, or like somebody was like barbecuing illegally, or like what are they really accomplishing there?
Well, let's hear what President Trump says here. So let me pull it up here, guys. So this is a recent press conference. So he's announcing curfews, and here, let's see what he has to. Let's see what old Donald has to say here. Let's see what he says.
Announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United
Bringing
States,
back pizza parties.
invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control. And you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse.
And worse.
This is Liberation Day in D.C.
Liberation Day in D.C.
Liberation Day. Remember how like they liberated Iraq? That
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just like that.
Guys, this started with, I think, a Doge guy was assaulted, right?
Big
That's what
balls.
that's what he was initially pissed off about. He was a Doge employee was carjacked in DC.
Well,
and
that's
also-
the narrative.
I think he intervened. Let's see. Dude, let me look that
I
up.
think
That was like,
It was like his girlfriend or his wife or something was like part of the carjacking, and yeah, he got in a fight with some little kids. Like some kids beat him up. Like 14 or 15-year-olds.
yeah, former employee, the Department of Government Efficiency, identifies as a 19-year-old, was recently assaulted in D.C. during an attempted carjacking incident involved a group of perpetrators that led President Trump in threatening to potentially federalize the city. According to multiple news outlets, 2 15-year-old suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. So yeah, it's all juvenile crime. And you see this epidemic in cities where like these juveniles are just running amok, and it's all.
But do you really think Trump was like, oh my God, they attacked big balls? Okay, we're taking over the city. Or this was something that had been planned on, worked on.
I think it's been planned for a while.
You know, centralizing power, bringing the troops into the cities, sending the National Guard to places where the states aren't asking for it. I mean, it's definitely like the military parade, the shows of force. Even the people they brought into D.C., I heard they're not even carrying their weapons. Like the weapons are in the truck just in case.
Yeah.
And they're going to the big tourist areas, not to the crime areas. It's all some kind of a show, right?
Like security gear,
we're the tough guys, you know, like.
Or it could just be like, they're claiming they're using the Guard to protect quote federal property in touristy areas, so the police can actually go into the high crime areas, or so we'll see.
Well, who was the police that were responsible for the January 6th stuff? Was that the same police, the DC police, or was that the Capitol?
That's the Capitol Police, yeah.
So that's a different group.
Yeah. So you have DC police, where they're like Metro Police or District of Criminals or District of Columbia Police, but then you have the actual Capitol Police I guess. So yeah, there's levels to it, but
I had the thought he might be seeking revenge on that group or seeking a takeover of that group so he could go after some people.
Maybe.
Or he could be setting it up so that there's a presence that's loyal to him if he wants to try to stay in office longer than his 4-year term. I mean, he's certainly a strongman type leader, and they typically don't like to step down. So, I know that the left is obviously, putting that out there as the fear that he's setting it up to stay in power longer than he's supposed to. Could be. I don't know.
That's
or it could all be overblown.
That sounds like some Trump derangement.
Probably overblown fear. I mean,
yeah.
Like, I am a little wary of Trump criticism because we've seen how the media spins everything as negative as they possibly can with him. But I mean, as a libertarian, I'm kind of like, I don't like to see the militarization of the police. It doesn't seem like a good step to me.
Well,
as
a statist, how do you know which statist faction to support?
Well, there's like civilian police, and then there's the military, and the National Guard is more in the military. They wear camo and they have, heavier weapons, and it's just a different sort of response than dealing with like individual crime. Now you have a militarized presence on the corners out in the streets intimidating people. So it's
Well,
a
what
big
about,
step
like,
up from your routine law enforcement.
I mean, whether it's legal or not, we've got, that's like crossing the Rubicon as a theme, right?
Mhm.
Like the whole idea of like soldiers coming into the city has been a problem for rulers for a long time, right? Like, crossing the Rubicon, or posse comitatus, or like, I mean, there've been a lot of warnings about standing armies, and even Battlestar Galactica really covered it well in a theme.
Nerd alert.
Of like comparing. It's like, they highlighted why the military can't be the police, right? Because then the people become the enemy, and it's just not going to work. So there's been plenty of warnings about this, but now here, I guess people are cheering for it. They probably said, like, well, okay, what city did people really not give a shit about? And everyone's like, DC. Or like, okay, so let's maybe they'll do a test on DC if they can, see how that goes. I think it's just really just for some cheap PR stunts to look like a tough guy in front of
That's
camera.
all it is, because they know they can't trust the military against Americans, because the American police force is taught that Americans are the enemy, whereas our military is trained to think of what they do as standing up for America and helping Americans. So in all of their tests and what they see coming, they're far more afraid of the military getting turned on them and a coup happening than a police force ever doing it. So they want everything to just be handled by police. If it wasn't for the needing to swing his dick around, they wouldn't even have gone with pulling the boys in, I don't believe.
Be a good time for a coup, though. They got all those guys there with guns and stuff. How about it, guys? Come on,
he also,
one can only hope.
He also mentioned the homeless. Didn't Trump mention the homeless at one point?
Yes.
I think
in fact, I posted another Trump video about this, where he's kind of mentions, I don't know if he mentions the homeless specifically, but he's describing the DC as the dirty front door to the country.
DC is okay.
I don't know. Can you play that video, Alex?
Yeah. All right. So was this the one? It was the most recent one you shared in the chat here, Babs. This might be it. But, I mean, look at the way they're looking at him. Like, is this? Yeah. Is this? Yeah. Here we go. Let's see what he has. Oh, sorry. Bear with me.
Father, very smart. Said, my father always used to tell me, I had a wonderful father, very smart. And he used to say, son, when you walk into a restaurant and you see a dirty front door, don't go in. Because if the front door is dirty, the kitchen's dirty also. Same thing with the Capitol. If our Capitol's dirty, our whole country is dirty, and they don't respect us.
Truth.
So,
see, he just blurted out truth. The whole country's dirty.
Yes, it is, because we're Israel's. We're the Israel's our 51st state. That's probably why. But
I mean, what do you guys think? Is DC the dirty front door, or is it more like a dirty back door?
Hey-o.
No, I think it's cleaned up a lot over the years. It used to have a lot more crime. It's all gentrified now. It's all wealthy bureaucrats that live and work there. So, I mean, they have a little bit of crime, but it's nothing like it was.
Well, are you counting the child trafficking?
No, not anything elites are doing, but just as far as like crime. I mean, I remember they have a restaurant area I went to, and it's got graffiti all over the walls. And my friend took me there, and I was like, it looks kind of run down. He's like, no, this is all on purpose. It's like, I don't know, like made to look rough, but then it's all, cleaned up and nice inside. It's supposed to look authentic. I forget what he called it. Faux.
Urban chic. What are we talking about here?
A good way to keep your car from getting stolen is to make it look like shit. Nobody steals
they have a wrap
car
you
on the
can
block.
get. Yeah, you can get a wrap for your Cybertruck that makes it look all rusted.
Interesting. And I think you're way safer in DC than like Baltimore. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, these are both shitholes.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out, man.
So you can be your way safer in DC than hell. Okay.
No, I'm telling you guys, I don't think DC's as bad as he's making it out to be.
I think it depends on what neighborhood you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess.
I was scrolling. I mean, like I said, guys, I've been out of the loop, so I don't know what's. But I mean,
But this is the big. See, this is the big PR spin. Everybody's trying to make a case. Oh, crime's out of control. No, we've got record low violent crime. No, they fudged those statistics. Yeah, they changed the definitions. No, crime's down. No, crime's out of control.
Well, they just
Everybody's
started
got
arresting the black
a
people.
perspective, right? And since none of us live in DC, I visited there, but we can't really tell how much crime is going on without looking at their published statistics and anecdotal information. That's all we get, right? So who knows?
Let's see here.
I think we can all agree, though, that whether it's Baltimore, DC, Philly, these aren't places you'd want your wife or daughter walking around in alone. Okay,
No.
like
Chicago.
they're not safe, but a lot of cities aren't safe around the world. Now, what of course nobody addresses is, isn't there really extreme gun control in DC?
Yes.
And there's a violence problem. What if more of the honest regular people were fully armed?
Here's the as of August 14th, 2025. Here's the 2025 year to date crime comparison. So let's see. Homicides down 11%. 2024, 113. 2025, we're on pace. They're DC 101. Well, there's still a couple months left. They can pump those numbers up.
Whose statistics are these we're looking at?
This is the DC. This is the district. Where's this from? This is from the Metropolitan.
Okay, that's from that's what the Metropolitan Police are putting out. It does not reflect the FBI's information.
No. So homicide, let's see. So sex abuse 2024 down 50%. I guess they're not counting politicians on that one. So they're not counting Congress critters on that. Let's see. Assault with dangerous weapons last year in 2024, 637 compared to today, 536, down 20%.
Okay, so according to the police, they're doing a great job.
They're doing a great job. Yeah.
Now, other people have said, "Oh, they've cooked these books. They've they've redefined crimes, or what? Maybe if you don't even respond to the crime, it doesn't even get into the statistics."
That was going to be what I said.
Like, we don't answer the phone on Friday now, and crime went down 20%. Like, oh.
Exactly.
That's a lot of vehicle thefts, almost 3,000 vehicle thefts. I think we're looking at 7 months of data here, give or take, though.
Right, because this is as of August
right.
of as of today. So, violent crime, okay, down 26. But what constitutes violent crime? A lot of times they don't even. Oh, someone's assaulted. Oh, that's a minor. It's a misdemeanor. Or people don't report it, or the cops don't. They don't do police reports.
But in the end, does it really matter? Let's just say crime is out of control. That's still not a justification. I mean, it's a federal district, whatever. Under your status rules, I guess, whatever.
Ooh, look at that. Motor vehicle theft. It's down 1%, but we still got all of August, September, October, November, December to pump those numbers up.
That's a lot of car thefts. I mean, you figure there's only 365 days a year, so they have almost 3,000 thefts. Like, every day there's a lot of cars being
there's
stolen.
Like 10 cars being stolen on average, about give or take 9, maybe 11 cars a day. I don't know. It's
a lot of cars.
So wait, arson is up 33%. It went from 3 to 4. Look.
I find
I know there's the idea that auto vehicle theft align with your idea that you have a lot of juvenile theft or a lot of juvenile issues, because I imagine that's just stealing cars.
But look, definitely. I think they put that arson one in there because somebody said, look, we can't show them all going down. We have to at least have some category that goes up. And they're like, okay, we'll have one additional arson.
Yes.
Right? Because everything else is is down.
Yeah.
Right. But there's like, what is graffiti? Up 100%. Like whatever other stupid crimes they have.
Property crime is down 4%, supposedly.
Yeah, because they probably don't even like send a dude out to take a report.
Yeah, this is just year over year. I was saying sort of like in the last 20 years, I thought
Mm.
DC was very much cleaned up from what it used to be. So,
Well, I mean, they used to have literally a crack smoking mayor, okay,
Yeah.
like who got reelected as a crack smoking whoremongering mayor, okay, like this is the imperial city at its best. I think it should be overrun with stormtroopers. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
Don't go
I'm
there.
just- yeah, I don't have any desire to go to DC. I just can't stand the place.
What does Defend the Guard have to do with us sending our troops into America, but not where they're from?
Well,
America?
yeah, I mean that's kind of so our goofy governor here in Maryland is like, I'm not going to cooperate if it means the Guard being deployed to Baltimore or any other cities, and it's like, okay, thanks for that, but why? But it won't stop him from deploying them into foreign combat.
Well,
So-
this is an opportunity for the Defend the Guard people to take up a whole new level.
Yeah,
To get way more radical, more radical, and to start talking about quitting the Guard in mass and saying, look at you're going to be deployed in your own cities to like clean out homeless people. Like, this is not acceptable, right? And if the legislature refuses to get control, then it just means that there is no control, and any person of conscience should separate themselves from that organization, right? I mean, or are they just going to sit back and keep asking politely, oh, please don't misuse us, but we're not quitting.
you always have this like oddly rosy view of people. Like they're not going to do that. They would do whatever they were ordered to do. They're not going to quit on moral grounds.
Some would, some do.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's many will,
a
but this
small
is
percentage maybe.
I mean,
but
these people that are involved in the Defend the Guard movement are very sincere. I think they're very good people. Literally trying to find a way to rein in, just a little bit. How people are used for unaccountable foreign policy and illegal wars, but
And
it's
these
just
people go through training and conditioning that's all about following orders and chain of command. Like the military, I mean, I don't know how much the National Guard gets to that, but it's not, I'm not going to call it a brainwashing, but it's like you're not expected to think for yourself and then do what you think is right. You're supposed to just follow the chain of command.
Well, it's like the experiment where they electrocute the patients and people will go along with it.
Milgram, I think it was Milgram.
yeah,
Right, the Milgram
vast
experiment,
majority
right,
went,
where
just kept
if
escalating.
people would harm others when ordered to do so, and it proved that
Sure.
like most people will do that when an authority figure. But then they'd also proven that as soon as one person says "fuck that," then others will be like, "Oh yeah, fuck that," right? And even if you just, it might seem like okay, almost nobody will do it, but as soon as they see one person going, like, yeah, I thought joining the National Guard would be great because I wanted to help in terms of national emergencies and whatnot, and I'm a community-minded person. But fuck that. I'm not going to do police work in DC. I'm not going to go clear out Palestine. I'm not going to go to war with Russia. Fuck them. I mean, and then other people will be like, yeah, why am I doing that? And maybe some young person who is on the fence going, well, should I do it? I don't know. Right. And then they see this kind of, even if it's a very minority view. I mean, anytime I hear about somebody like online, they're posting a picture. Oh, I got my something in the military, or like, and everybody's like giving them applause or trying to, like, oh, I'm so proud of my son. He joined, it's like it's being deployed, like, I'll tell them like, go AWOL. It's never too late. Like just get out now. Like, you want to be at war with Russia or Palestine? You decide. Like,
How does that go over when you?
Yeah,
I don't care.
I know. I appreciate that.
I
You
mean,
express your opinion, and I'm cool with that. I mean,
Because people need to. I mean, I just feel like people need that. Like young people are only getting like the little old ladies patting on the head. Oh, you're so handsome in your uniform. Well, you just helped to kill that kid, Grandma. Right? Like you're responsible. Like that's just got to
I
end.
know, but those Navy boys and them dress whites, James, they do something for you.
For you,
The Navy boys and their dress.
I don't know what
whites.
fetishes you have, Nikki, but sailor outfits isn't one I actually thought of. But
Speaking of war news, what do you guys been hearing about the supposed meeting with Putin and Trump in Alaska to try to hopefully end this war in Ukraine? What have you guys been hearing?
What I've heard is it's actually not going to be just a meeting. They're going to be recording a season of that crab fishing show. up in Alaska.
Deadliest Catch.
Yes. So it's going to be Trump and Putin on a boat in the Alaskan Ocean for 3 months.
Wow.
I'm ready to watch it. Ready to watch that.
The only thing
didn't Putin complain previously that he would talk to Trump and they would agree to something, but Trump's not the boss. So then like they would leave and then like something totally different would happen because Trump's not in charge of foreign policy. And Putin knows that. So what does he hope to accomplish by talking with middle management?
I mean, from what I've been gathering, it's like the European leaders, Zelensky's urging them to not, basically Zelensky's trying to urge European leaders to hold Trump to call ahead of the Putin summit, to basically try to like that unless Zelensky's there, then there's no peace treaty. There's, everything's off the table, and he's trying to, and like everybody, all these European leaders are just trying to stall a peace treaty.
Right,
or what any success or any advancement
contract, one more weapons,
one more weapons contract. Dictators.
But here's the thing, though: if they do actually end the war and actually like reduce weapons shipments, etc., like for real, watch out, Iran, because they don't just stop warring. At best, it's going to be a pivot, like they pivoted out of Afghanistan, to start fucking around in other countries. They don't just stop. So good luck.
Interesting they want to meet without Zelensky. Kind of like aren't you a major player in this? I mean,
no, he's not. And everybody knows that.
He's a game show host.
He's the definition of a puppet.
The conflict is between Russia and Ukraine. It seems like Ukraine should have a seat at the table, but
no, it's between Russia and NATO.
Well, but if you give Ukraine a seat at the table, it's now 68% of Ukraine is saying they want it to just be over. They don't give a shit what they have to give up to make it over. They're done. They've got nothing. And their government is forcing them to continue to fight.
I watched a special about the conflict, and they were talking about how prevalent drone usage is as far as it was mostly focused on the Ukraine side, how many drones they have and have been using. I'm sure they got most of them from us, but they can deliver explosives from miles away with these drones and hit you.
That's the only way it's lasted as long as it has.
How long before that comes here?
Yeah, I was kind of like, man, that's freaking crazy. It's like taking the Japanese suicide bomber, taking that philosophy and then saying, hey, we don't need pilots. We'll just send this thing in with a C4 strapped to it and blow up your tanks. Send it right into your camps, send it wherever you are.
I've seen these during their shipping lines that put these like nets over the road, like that, a whole shipping line will just be covered in a mesh net to try to protect themselves from these things. And the funny thing is, these drones, they're not like our DJI drones working on radio control. They have a thin fiber optic cable attached to them, and they fly through the air attached to this cable.
Yeah,
so
I saw that
you can't jam them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm surprised that works so well, but evidently it does.
It's like miles long, and it's just a very thin cable. Yeah, I forget why they said that, but I guess.
And like birds are making nests out of these. There's so much of this fiber optic cable that ends up getting left around that like wildlife is incorporating into their habitat. Like,
oh my
What a
God.
mess. What a mess.
Mm.
I mean, we'll see.
that
When is
will
this,
come home. That will be here. It might be our kids
It's
that have
already
to see
here.
it, but you will see streets. Maybe DC. They'll start putting the drone nets around key areas, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, how long until there's a terrorist attack involving one of these things?
as
You
soon
know,
as they need it.
I mean, anybody can buy for a couple $100. You can get a pretty doggone nice drone. Strap some explosives to it. You could send it into, into the Capitol or wherever.
I mean, especially when you see these like giant formations of drones they're doing like art shows with that might have hundreds or thousands of drones making like complex formations in the sky. It's like really dramatic. But
Like
Yeah.
those dragons that they do in like the Chinese.
yeah, like there's
shows.
software to control 1,000 drones at a time in a formation, right?
Wow.
Like, can you imagine what you could do? Like, if each one had just a small payload of explosive and you could literally like pepper a city with them or the entire side of a skyscraper, you could just blast it to hell. I mean,
Well, or an assassination. I mean, somebody may take out one or two, but you're going to get a couple through or whatever. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing drone attacks, in some form here.
But I mean, you guys act like this is new. Haven't we been watching this for the past 20 years?
Yeah,
Like,
but there haven't been any really high-profile examples. I
I
can't
mean,
think of
Obama drone striking 16-year-old kids and fathers
No,
of
no, here,
Yeah.
like domestically, it hasn't been used
that
against.
you hear about.
I don't know. I mean, you would think it would make the news if a congressman got taken out or something by a drone.
Well, but I mean, it's not the congressman that's going to be taken out. It's going to be one of us.
Yeah, I don't know. The only example I can think of is the one you just mentioned. The Obama took out that kid who they say was a terrorist.
but yet, I mean, this age of small drones, not the military drones like Obama used, but these little, like they look more like DJI drones than these military aircraft. But they'll be here. I mean, you can't just dump all those weapons abroad, and Israel cranks them out. We've highlighted that one like kill system they had. They were like advertising for Israeli use with it would fly into a building with an explosive. Remember that thing? What was that thing
Yeah.
called?
What was that company it was that whole promo? It was some military industrial complex
It's really
contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
let me try to find that. Where
target
was that?
elimination.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
forget
they were definitely
jargon
upselling
words.
that thing. They were definitely overselling its capabilities,
that
but
thing
who knows? I
called?
mean, this whole war over there has just been a proving ground of someone like that's scary as shit. Imagine like drones, like just some of those videos you see of what's going on over there. It's heartbreaking, but it's also scary as fuck. Like,
Let me one up
how
you.
this is escalating.
Imagine Palantir.
With AI drones.
No, I'm just saying, imagine Palantir and the government having every piece of information ever about you.
We don't have to imagine it. It's
That was
real.
my point.
Yeah,
You're worried about the
already do.
imaginings of what we're doing with drones, let alone we have the biggest surveillance apparatus ever known to man being employed.
Did you guys see the TSA thing? That TSA wants to switch to facial recognition.
Well,
Yeah.
they've had optional facial recognition scanners, and I'm assuming they're already doing, like, even if you don't put your head in the thing, they got so many cameras in the airport. Why would they not do facial recognition on everybody?
Yeah, good point.
You guys remember there was that one libertarian podcaster, Jason Stapleton, back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things he always talked about is like,
Whatever happened to him? He's doing like business stuff now, right?
Yeah, he does
Business
stuff.
development kind of person.
But he always used to say when he was working as a contractor, like America had the least effective and most visible like way of screening people in the world. Like very, very present. You feel them breathing down your neck the whole time, but it doesn't actually stop anything. But he's like, which is completely
It's a big
different.
kabuki dance. That's what airport
like-
security is.
Yeah, security
it's
theater.
highly conspicuous, but results don't matter. What matters is the appearance.
What's up, Lancaster Libertarian?
But he'd also say that you have like these, you go to other countries where like they're doing the facial recognitions. You get like they know you're in the country before you've declared you're in the country because their cameras, like you never actually feel like you're being surveilled because the surveillance is super low key and so far in the background that you don't realize like
Or they may be more
you're being raped.
Yeah, they may be more interested in actual security rather than security.
Yeah,
theater.
exactly.
They don't have the budget to do all this song and dance and show. They have to put their money where maybe it'll actually help them, like prevent some kind of an incident.
It's like they knew you, like they knew you were on the plane before you left America. That's how their surveillance works. In America, had no idea.
It's just a matter of are they processing the data, right? It's still like at the stage where a lot of people aren't going to have the kind of processing ability or databases to scan thousands of people and run them against some kind of like Interpol or whatever. Like, it's still difficult, right? But it's becoming easier and easier and easier. And I see people walking right up to the stupid scanner at the airport, and like you walk past the sign that says it's optional, and people are still like,
I want you, James,
Yeah.
to go and watch this terrible Tom Hanks movie called The Circle. And then I want you to look and go, oh my God, they were telling us everything they planned to do way ahead of time. And we once again just let them do exactly what they told us they were going to do to us. It's so insane.
Well, see, I worry that, people with second passports are going to lose their advantage because it's just a matter of time before you go to leave the country, and before you're allowed out, well, does he owe any taxes? What, any warrants? Like, what do we have on this guy? Before they allow you to leave, right? And a second passport could allow you, to get out of the country. But if it's based on facial recognition, it might not matter whose passport you have.
Well, you meant outside of California, because doesn't California already do that to you? They'll chase your money down no matter where you go.
Yeah, they have like exit taxes. They want to make sure.
Yeah, I think Jersey has that too. Like,
but it's not like New Jersey's going to keep you from going into Pennsylvania because you owe taxes. But
it could come to that at some point.
Well, I think
my state lines.
Well, no, I've heard about California. Like, you basically you can't use your passport until you're paid up. They'll flag you.
What? Let's look that up. Let's go to the docs.
It's either something they can do or have been working to do.
Well, who would be the one flagging that? I don't understand.
I mean, there's all kinds of databases that they all use. I'm sure there's a way to just put in a little asterisk next to it.
Not allowed to leave.
Oh, and back taxes.
Well, I mean, as typically, like socialist and communist shitholes have to keep people from leaving eventually, right? Like, because that's ultimately like why the thing doesn't work is as they start as they clamp down, people leave.
That was East Germany, right? East Germany was like that. They had all kinds of guards and dogs and all kinds of stuff protecting their border with West Germany, but it was all about protecting their own people from leaving.
Well, because obviously
North Korea,
nobody's trying to jump into that damn wall.
So here we go. This is direct from, well, it looks like it's from the IRS website, irs.gov. Revocation or denial. So here, let me share this. So, yeah. Revocation or denial of passports in cases of certain unpaid taxes. By law, the IRS will certify taxpayers with serious delinquent tax debt to the State Department for specific actions regarding their passports. Generally, the State Department will not issue passports to taxpayers after receiving their delinquent debt certifications from the IRS. State Department may also deny a taxpayer's passport application or revoke their current passport.
This is where the second passport strategy or third passport strategy is used by many people.
So here's what they consider.
Get another passport, get it. Like whether
so this is what they
ancestry or through investment or residency, get another passport. I think is excellent advice.
And then scrolling down here, they're saying what is a serious delinquent tax debt? And yeah, so
pretty big numbers.
2024 $62,000.
That's not that much.
I mean, how many times do you hear? I mean, Kyle, you listen to like normie radio or like sports ball on the radio, and they're like, they have the what is it? Tax delinquent those website like Todd was tax relief. Those organizations are like, Kyle was behind 80,000. It's like, I haven't paid taxes in 15 years. And it's like, until I was scared, I was worried. Then he called taxrelief.com and they said it was, it was easy, like 1, 2, 3, like. So
I think it's probably a lot of maybe self-employed people. I mean, if you get a W-2 from an employer, they're taking taxes right out, for the most part. But if you are somebody
self-employed and you're like, fuck it, I'm not filing for years.
Yeah. Cash business.
Let's take this up on the Fed level.
Yes, we should take this over to the Fed level.
I'm a little uncomfortable. I mean, presumably,
I'm not incriminating myself or anything,
tax debts. Presumably, I've paid all my taxes, and this doesn't affect me in any way. But for some reason, it makes me a little uncomfortable to look at.
Allegedly,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so we'll end this with the IRS talk. We got a lot of stuff to bring over to the after hours. We didn't discuss Pork Fest. We got Ron Paul's 90th birthday celebration. I could tell you about
kicked out of Rogers.
Yes.
After a couple decades.
Yeah, let's discuss that in the after hours. And I could talk about my cruise and talk about the latest going on up in the Babs compound. And Kyle, you could give us an update. Nikki P, tell us some things going on.
I really thought he was going to say we could talk about my crotch for a little bit. Like, whoa, dude.
We could talk about
personal you're getting.
Hey, we get personal in the after hours. So if you would like to listen to the after hours, we record right after this. We'll send you a live YouTube link. You can join the chat. Heck, we might even add you to the show. You might even just come on and hang out with us. But
do it.
As little as $3 per month, just become a Patreon, and you get access to our whole back catalog of many and after hours episodes. We also take Bitcoin, but three Fed notes. 3 Fed notes get you in. We also have T-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. Just enter promo code PRL to save 10% on all your orders. That's promo code PRL and save 10% on all your orders. So we'll catch you guys in the after hours. Hope you all join us. And until next time, live free
or die.
All right. See you guys over in the after hours.
Does anybody know how to stop going live?
We're still live. Yeah,
we're still live.
Yeah, fuck it.
We're just gonna close it out. Here we go.
This is like the real bonus period. It's like
the bonus hours. Yeah,
the between regular show and overflow room.
The overflow room, right?
I miss regular show. That's good.
The Fed room, if you will.
What happens if we all log out? Do people just watch a nobody streaming? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, let's all just log out and see if we're still live.
But how will we know?
I guess we'll just never know.
Okay, let's find out.
Let's see. All right.